And because Adam was the first man, the seraphims had asked him what he did, or at least what he thought he did, to get into heaven. Act selfless, don't steal, stick it to the man. Keep in mind, even if the Bible is a thing in the Helliverse, the seraphims would not have a copy of the Bible. The Bible, however you want to spin it, is still man-made physically. Whether you believe it's God talking through prophets or whatever, the point is, angels and seraphims in heaven would not have a copy of the Bible. They would not have anything that would have a direct written word on what would get a soul into heaven. That is why absolutely no one knows what gets a soul into heaven. But now, they have written word. Adam's silly little list, which he maybe spent 30 seconds on, is the first written word in heaven. Now, why do I think this is the reason Serpentius is in heaven? Let's take a look. First of all, we already know Serpentius does not steal. He either invents or buys his weapons from a weapons dealer. And stick it to the man, he's literally introduced in the pilot trying to gain territory to become an overlord, and he has talked about how he wants to be seen as the equal to the V's. He's trying to become an overlord, and stick it to the man. But the only thing that Serpentius did not have was act selfless. And in the season 1 finale, he gets in a ship. He knows that it's probably going to mean death. That's why he finally confesses to Cherry Bomb and kisses her. But he was selfless. He sacrificed himself. That was the very last thing on Adam's list. And so when Serpentius died in battle, he was brought up to heaven because he finally met all the criteria. Now let's get into another question. Angel dust also met all the criteria. So why isn't angel dust in heaven? This is why I think that Adam's written word is so important. It means that people in hell that meet this criteria, because again, keep in mind, if we're going with this theory that Adam has just made the first written word and the people who meet these are in hell right now, that also means that this is grandfathered in, meaning that before this rule, all of the sinners who already met all this criteria are not going to heaven, and the people who don't meet the criteria in heaven are not going to go to hell. But from this point forward, this is the criteria. So that is why angel dust is not in heaven right now. There was no written word when Angel had met all that criteria when he died. And now Serpentius, who has just died, is now able to go into heaven because now there is a written word of what those requirements are, and he has finally met those requirements. And if that means what I think it means,